Hey everyone, how's it going? Azrin here, owner of the Calgary Language Nerds, and welcome to today's Learn Gujarati with Me podcast episode and, of course, YouTube video. Today we're going to learn about hobbies in Gujarati. We'll learn a bunch of common words related to hobbies, and we're also going to do some listening practice in relation to hobbies. For those of you who are practicing your reading, you'll also get a chance to do some reading practice if you choose to do that. So I'll share my screen and let's dive right in. Okay, so first of all, let's look at some words here. I literally just use ChatGPT to get these words. So if you ever want to practice like certain words on certain topics, like that's pretty easy to do. So here we have, they have hobby. They've written hobby, kind of funny. The actual Gujarati word for that is shok. I'll type it for you. Shok. So shok or hobby. Cricket, easy. Football is usually soccer, like with your feet, not the American kind. Ramat, ramat for game, so easy peasy. Vanchfu, which we've talked about on this channel before. Vanchfu is to read. Pustak is a book. Another word for book is chopri. I'll type that for you. Chopri. Very easy. Chopri. Lakfu to write. Maybe you like to write blog posts or a journal, whatever it is. Lakfu. Chitra dorvu. So to draw pictures. Chitra is like a picture, I guess. Dorvu is to draw it. Sangeet for music, geet for song, nrutya for dance. If that's tricky for you to, let me type that over here. For this NR combination, if that's hard for you to do, because it is actually pretty tricky to go nrutya, there's a little trick you can do. I'll show you. Take your tongue, put it here, like behind your top two teeth, and then say nrutya. It's going to make it easier for you. Okay, back on my screen here. The verb, by the way, for to dance is a verb. If you want to know that, pretty easy. Nachfu, like that. So I don't know, mane nachfu gameche or whatever you like to do. Gavu for sing. This one here, number 15, this one I actually don't think is right. Something about that. I don't think it's right. Gardening, you could just say the English word, but I'm like 99% sure you can say bagkam. That sounds like a thing I've heard. Like garden work. I'm like 99% sure that's a word. Bagkam. Dorvu to run, Dorvu to swim, right? Film jovi, movie jovi, to watch movies. Ramakra for toys. I think we're all a little bit too old for that, but that's what ChatGPT gave us. And yeah, there's some basic words, some vocabulary for hobbies. And let's actually do some listening. So I'm going to read you the following here. There's two versions of it. There's one version which is in the present tense. There's another version in the past tense. And yeah, let's dive in. Ravi and Meena મિત્રો છે. તેઓ પાર્કમાં બેઠા છે. રવિ કહે છે, મને ક્રિકેટ રમવું ગમે છે. હું દરરોજ રમું છું. મીના કહે છે, મને વાંચવું ગમે છે. હું ઘરે વાંચું છું. રવિ પૂછે છે, તને સંગીત ગમે છે? મીના કહે છે, હા, મને ગમે છે. રવિ કહે છે, મને પણ સંગીત ગમે છે. તેઓ બંને ખુશ છે અને તેમની હોબી વિશે વાત કરે છે. For those of you who are learning to read Gujarati, you're obviously welcome to pause this and try and read it of your own accord if you want to. Okay, let's break this down together. So Ravi and Meena મિત્રો છે. Let's do sentence view here. It's a bit easier. There we go. Ravi and Meena મિત્રો છે. So Ravi and Meena are friends. Mitro is friends. Let me type this on the screen for you. Mitro, that's friends in the plural. Single friend is mitra, one friend. So Ravi and Meena મિત્રો છે. When people are talking fast, the word for and, ane, is usually shortened to ne, right? So like this. So it'd probably sound like Ravi ne Meena મિત્રો છે. Next, તેઓ પાર્કમાં બેઠા છે. So Teo is written language for they. In spoken language, we tend to say eloko. So Teo, they. It's spoken language. So spoken, we say eloko. This is spoken language. Okay, so eloko parkma, in the park. Betha છે. They are sat in the park. They are sitting in the park. Eloko parkma betha છે. Ravi kahe che. So Ravi is saying, Ravi says. This kahe che, when we talk, frequently we'll say ke. So Ravi ke che. Right? So this kahe, let me type this for you here. Kahe is used very, very often in spoken language shortened to like ke. Ke che ke, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And that's because these H's, we've talked about this before, H's are often dropped in Gujarati, or they're like kind of like swallowed or not pronounced all that clearly. So Ravi કહે છે, મને cricket રમવું ગમે છે. I like to play cricket. Okay, I like to play cricket. Easy peasy. You'll see this repeating a lot, and I think we've talked about this on the channel before too. મને blah 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 ગમે છે. મને da 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 ગમે છે means like I like such and such thing. મને આ ગમે છે, મને ફૂટબોલ ગમે છે, મને ક્રિકેટ ગમે છે, મને વાંચવું ગમે છે, મને ગુજરાતી ગમે છે, મને whatever. Okay? So રવિ કહે છે મને ક્રિકેટ રમવું ગમે છે. હું દરરોજ રમું છું. I play every day. A couple synonyms for daroj, depending on what your family says or whoever you're practicing Gujarati with says. You could say daroj, that's fine. Daroj. You can say roj, that's fine. Roje, that's fine too. Hu daroj kain karu chu. Hu roje kain karu chu. Hu roj kain karu chu. All those are just fine. So daroj, roj, roje, pretty much the same thing. Okie dokie. Lots of present tense happening here. If you haven't watched the present tense video on the channel, please go ahead and do that. In fact, if this is the first video you're watching, I highly recommend you probably work through these videos in order from like lesson 1 all the way to what are we at 56 today, I think. Just work through them in order. It's typically kind of the best way to do it, I would think. So હું દરરોજ રમું છું. મીના કહે છે મને વાંચવું ગમે છે. I like to read. Right? Oh, not I like to read books. This is the wrong translation. Mina says, I like to read. There's no books here, just read. Mane vanshvu game che. Vanshvu is to read, so pretty easy. Mane vanshvu game che. Hun ghare vanchvu chu. I read at home. Hun ghare vanchvu chu. As a reminder, to say at in Gujarati, we say e. So like ghar is house, but ghare is at a house or at home. Ghar, house. Ghare, at home, I suppose, at home or at a house, right? Another example could be school for school, right? Skule for at school, right? There's a couple examples. Ravi puche che. So Ravi asks. Puche che, that's a verb we haven't actually done much of on this channel, so I'll type that for you. The verb is puchfu. Oopsies, I did something funny there. There we go. Let's fix that. There. So we haven't really looked at this verb before. Puchfu, which is to ask. So Ravi puche che. Ravi asks. Tane sangeet game che. Right, sangeet is music. So do you like music? Tane sangeet game che. This tanne is the informal variant. If you want to say formally, it'd be tamne. Tamne sangeet game che with an M. Tamne. Meena kahe che, ha, manne game che. Yeah, I like it. I like this. Even this English translation is a bit funny. This is not quite right. Just, yeah, I like it. Manne game che. Ravi kahe che, mane pan sangeet game che. I also like music. Mane pan is also. Mane pan sangeet game che. Pretty easy sentence, nothing crazy there. Teo bane khush che ane. Sorry, let me start that again. Teo bane khush che ane temni hobby vishe baat kare che. Right? Hobby again, that's like the English word that we've gotten in this text. You could say shok as well for the actual Gujarati word. As a reminder, Teo is the written word for they. Spoken language, we tend to say eloko. So eloko bane khush che. Ane for and, we can shorten it to ne. That's very common. So eloko bane khush che ne. Eloko ni, they're there, right? Hobby vishe vat kare che. They're talking about. Vat kare che is like they're talking about. Kare che. Right? They talk. Eloko vat kare che. Hobby vishe vat kare che. All right, let's do the same text. We're going to do it in the past tense now. Now, before I do that, the past tense you're going to see a lot of. You're going to see 2, but really there's actually 2 and they really play together very well. You're going to see a simple past tense and you're also going to see an imperfect past tense. If you ever want to, I have videos on this channel where I talk about both. But if you ever want to hear someone else explain these, all you'll want to do, there's like a very easy way to do this. Search these terms in French or Spanish, like literally on YouTube, simple past tense Spanish. In Spanish, they call it preterite tense. That's what they call it. Search like preterite tense Spanish or imperfect tense Spanish. They have the exact same concept in Spanish as they do Gujarati. Weirdly, Spanish grammar maps relatively well on Gujarati grammar in a way better than English grammar does. So if you ever want to hear someone else explain it, there are literally hundreds of videos and blog posts and articles that talk about these two tenses, really flesh it out in clear terms, except they'll do it for Spanish learners, but it does apply for Gujarati as well. So simple past tense, these are one-time events, right? One-time events. They're things that literally happen once, right? Imperfect past has a few different options. They're repeating events. They are ongoing events. They're also descriptions in the past. And they're also, I would say, yeah, it's a good, I'd say used to, the term like used. Honestly, I'll leave that aside. Those are kind of the three main ones. Repeating events. Repeating events, we often have like trigger words for those, like every day, every week, every month, every Monday, like every XYZ word, every day, every month, every week, every Monday, every Tuesday, every something. We often have those trigger words. Ongoing events, it's usually like was, doing, was, walking, right? Was plus ing is very common for these. Descriptions of the past, we don't really, there's no like trigger words for it, but they're, I'll show you some examples today. I'll show you some examples. We're going to see a couple. These ongoing events, repeating events, you also might have the term used to. I used to do this, but I don't anymore. I used to eat meat, but now I don't. That's more of a, is that repeating? It kind of is repeating, isn't it? Like I used to eat meat. That means I ate meat every day or every week regularly, right? But now I don't. So it's kind of like a repeating event as well in a way. The conjugation rules, I'm not going to go through those right now, but I have videos where I talk about what they are. Okay, let's dive right in. Ravi and Amina mitro hata. So Ravi and Meena were friends. Hata, mitro hata. That's a perfect example of like a description in the past. Kind of we're just describing, we're setting the scene, right? Mitro hata. E loko park mein baitha tha. They were sitting in the park. By the way, in the imperfect past, I'm going to type this here. Baitha hata. We're going to have these hatas and hatus and hatis, right? And hatos, right? We're going to have these a lot in the past. But we're going to drop these has all the time. Baitha ta. E logo park mein baitha tha. They were sitting in the park. Again, setting the scene in perfect tense, right? Ravi kayu. So Ravi said. Ravi said, simple past, one-time thing, happened once, that's it, right? Ravi kayu. He said, Mane cricket ramvu gamtu hatu. I like to play cricket. Not anymore, but I used to. Mane before. Mane pehla. Cricket ramvu gamtutu. I like to play it. Gamtutu, right? Gamtutu, again, in written language is gamtu hatu, but we pronounce it gamtutu. Hu daroj ramtoto. I played every day. Remember, every day is a trigger word for that imperfect past. Hu daroj ramtoto. Hu daroj ramto hato. Again, hato in written language, ramtoto in spoken language. Mina ekayu. She said, simple past. Mane vanshvu gamtutu. I like to read. Not anymore, but I used to. Right? Pehla mane gamtutu vanshvu. I like to do it before. Hu roj ghare vanshtiti. I read every day at home. Hu roj ghare vanshtiti. Again, imperfect past. Ravi puchu. So Ravi asked, Tane sangeet gamtutu? Did you like music before? You don't now, but did you like it before? Did you used to like music? Mina kayu, ha, mane gamtutu. Yeah, I liked it. I used to like it. Not anymore, but pehla ha mane gamtutu. Yes, I liked it. Ravi kayu, mane pan sangeet gamtutu. Look at these people salty on music. They don't like music anymore. They used to like it, but not anymore. They're all salty about music. They're like, yeah, we don't like this music scene anymore. એ લોકો બંને ખુશ હતા. So they were both happy. ને એ લોકોની hobby વિશે વાત કરતા હતા. And they were talking about their hobbies. They were talking, right? Again, another imperfect past tense. All right, so the final thing we'll do here today, and this is a challenge for you. Go back through this here, right? And I want you to actually translate it back into Gujarati. So here's the English. Ravi and Meena are friends. They are sitting in the park. Ravi says, I like to play cricket. I play every day. Meena says, I like to read. I read at home. Ravi asks, do you like music? Meena says, yeah, I like it. Ravi says, I also like music. They are both happy and they talk about their hobbies. Right? In the past tense, Ravi and Meena were friends. They were sitting in the park. Ravi said in the past, I used to like playing cricket. I used to play every day. Meena said, I used to like to read. I used to read every day at home. Ravi asked, did you used to like music or did you like music before? Meena said, yeah, I liked it. I did. Ravi said, I also like music. They both were happy and were talking about their hobbies. So we have this English, right? Translate it back into Gujarati. See if you can go back the other way. It's a lovely, easy way to, not easy, but very effective way to practice. All right, thanks for watching this. Hope this is helpful and see you in the next episode. Next lesson, rather. Aujo, bye. Oh, by the way, if you ever want like help with grammar or practice conversation, whatever, like feel free to reach out. I do offer private classes. Just go to my website and email me. I'll just type it on the screen here. Just email me. It's Azrin, the language nerd. Azrin, thelanguagenerd.com/contact. Azrin, thelanguagenerd.com/contact. AZ or ZREN, thelanguagenerd.com/contact. And always happy to help you out with some private classes. Okay. Aujo. Bye.